Have you ever considered how something as simple as fruit could quietly harm your health? Since childhood, we have been told that fruits are nature's candy, packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and sweet nourishment. But no one tells you this. Not all fruits are created equal, particularly as we age. For those of us over 60, our bodies are changing. Our metabolic rate slows and our digestive system becomes more sensitive. Blood sugar regulation becomes more fragile. And while some fruits are healthy for young people, they can quietly become dangerous for seniors. Yes, it is dangerous. High sugar content, potential drug interactions, or hidden acidity. If we are not careful, they can cause serious harm. Fortunately, there is some good news. Nature also provides life-saving fruits that promote heart health, fight inflammation, preserve memory, and even strengthen bones. Today, as someone who has lived a full life and studied these changes for decades, I would like to share with you the 4 fruits you should avoid, and the 4 you absolutely must consume. Your body deserves more. Let us get straight to it. Before we get started, if you have not already subscribed, I recommend you do so and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip tailored specifically to you. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment. If not, type 0 to tell me how I can improve my content for you. There are 4 dangerous fruits that seniors should never eat. Grapefruit, the silent killer for medication users. At first glance, the grapefruit appears harmless, even lovely. Its bright pink flesh, refreshing bitterness, and heart-healthy reputation have helped it become a breakfast staple on many tables. However, for older adults, particularly those over the age of 60, this fruit poses a hidden and widely underestimated risk. Behind its enticing appeal lies a biochemical threat that few people discuss. A threat that quietly interferes with the medications that keep your heart beating, your blood pressure stable, and your anxiety under control. Grapefruit contains a compound that inhibits CYP3A4, a critical liver enzyme responsible for the breakdown of many of the most commonly prescribed medications used by seniors. 2. If this enzyme is inhibited, the medications you take can accumulate to dangerously high levels in your bloodstream, like a dammed river with nowhere to flow. The repercussions can be devastating. Statins can cause severe muscle breakdown, life-threatening heart rhythm issues, excessive bleeding from blood thinners, and increased sedation from anti-anxiety medications. For those who rely on prescriptions to survive, this seemingly healthy fruit could be a silent killer. The tragedy is that the majority of seniors have no idea. They eat grapefruit in the morning and take their medications after breakfast, never connecting the dots until they are rushed to the ER. Some people do not survive long enough to comprehend what occurred. That is the price you pay for believing something appears healthy without knowing the truth. This is not a case of fear for the sake of fear. It is about acquiring wisdom through experience. Grapefruit is not inherently bad. However, for seniors taking medications, which includes more than 70% of Americans over the age of 65, the risk is simply not worth it. There are safer fruits to consume without jeopardizing your heart, liver, or life. But if grapefruit, as bright and cheery as it appears, can conceal danger in plain sight, what other fruits may be pretending to be safe while quietly harming your health? Let us take a closer look at the next one. It is small, sweet, and surprisingly toxic if consumed in excess. If you are still watching and find these insights useful, please leave a comment below to let me know you agree. Let us now move on to point 2. 2 cherries. Sweet but dangerous for arthritis and diabetes. Cherries are so small, sweet, and deceptively innocent. For many of us, they evoke memories of summer, of fresh pies cooling on windowsills, bowls of cherries at picnics, and the satisfying pop when the pit slips free. However, as we age, what once seemed like a treat may now betray our health. Cherries, particularly in large portions or concentrated forms, such as juices, dried fruits, and syrups, are extremely high in natural sugars. A cup of sweet cherries contains nearly 20 grams of sugar. For younger bodies with faster metabolisms and stable insulin responses, this may not be a serious concern. However, for seniors with type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, or even undiagnosed insulin resistance, Sugar enters the bloodstream like a wave, causing spikes that damage organs over time and leave us tired, foggy, and vulnerable. And the danger does not end with sugar. Cherries are naturally acidic, and the acidity can exacerbate symptoms in older adults suffering from inflammation, arthritis, or joint pain. Yes, fresh cherries contain antioxidants. However, if consumed in excess, particularly when processed, the acidic and sugary contents can backfire. What you hoped would soothe your body may instead aggravate the pain you are attempting to relieve. And how much do you pay? Creeping damage is silent. You may not notice it right away, but the flare-up in your knees that ruins your morning walk, the blood sugar spike that makes you dizzy, and the sleepless night caused by swollen joints are all connected. That bowl of cherries consumed in good faith becomes a source of pain, instability, and long-term damage. It is heartbreaking because cherries make us feel safe. However, as we get older, even sweetness is called into question. And if these tiny fruits can seriously disrupt your balance, imagine what happens when your potassium levels skyrocket due to something far more common, something many seniors consume without thinking twice. 3. Bananas. Too much potassium can be harmful. Bananas have long been considered a symbol of health. Simple, convenient, and potassium-rich. We were told that they relieve cramps, boost energy, and are good for the heart. That could be true for younger bodies. However, as we age, our bodies no longer process nutrients in the same way they once did. Too much of a good thing can slowly become a threat. Bananas contain high levels of potassium. Yes. However, for seniors, particularly those with weakened kidneys, heart conditions, or who take blood pressure medications such as ACE inhibitors or potassium-sparing diuretics, this potassium can accumulate to dangerous levels. Your kidneys, once efficient filters, have begun to slow down, and the extra potassium does not leave the body as it should. It stays in your system, infiltrating your bloodstream and interfering with your heart's natural rhythm, muscle contraction, and even your brain's clarity. This condition, hyperkalemia, does not make headlines, but it sends thousands of seniors to the ER each year. One too many bananas in a week can be enough. You may experience a racing heart, leg weakness, or a general sense of unease. However, by the time symptoms appear, damage may have already occurred. And for the price you pay, a fruit that should nourish you could steal your balance, energy, and even your heartbeat. Most seniors do not suspect the banana. It appears too simple, too healthy. However, simplicity can be deceiving, especially when your body's internal systems are more delicate than they appear on the outside. So, before you reach for the next banana, ask yourself if it is really what your body needs, or if it is just what you have grown used to. Because sometimes the danger is not what we fear, but what we think is harmless. And this is especially true for a fruit that hides behind a healthy mask. Many people consider this fruit to be a snack, but it is actually a concentrated sugar trap disguised as dry nutrition. 4. Dried fruits. The sugar bomb was hidden. They are neatly packaged in small snack packs and appear harmless. Even healthy raisins, dates, dried apricots, and cranberries. They can be found in trail mixes, oatmeal, and as a healthy alternative in the doctor's waiting room. However, for seniors, dried fruits frequently conceal a dark secret beneath their shriveled skin. They are sugar bombs masquerading as wellness. What many people do not realize is that when fruit is dried, the water is removed, but the sugars are concentrated in a much smaller bite. A handful of raisins may appear innocent, but it is the same as eating a whole bunch of grapes, minus the fiber, hydration, and all of the sugar. Most dried fruits on store shelves are also coated in added sugar or preserved with sulfites, which can aggravate conditions such as asthma and migraines, as well as cause gut inflammation. These tiny snacks can wreak silent havoc on those of us in our senior years, particularly those who have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, or digestive sensitivity. They cause blood sugar spikes, stomach discomfort, and worst of all, a false sense of well-being. You think you are making a wise decision, but your body pays a quiet price. And the cost is the long-term damage caused by a seemingly healthy snack each day. The increase in glucose strains your heart. Indigestion is the source of your sleep problems. The energy crash occurs after the sugar spike. Dried fruit may appear to be a friend, but for many older adults it becomes a silent thief, stealing comfort, balance, and metabolic stability over time. We must learn to question not only what tastes good, but also what has been packaged and processed to appear appealing while causing harm. Because, just as some fruits deceive us when dried, others, when fresh and whole, can become the medicine our bodies crave. So let us now look toward hope. Fruits that can restore, protect, and energize us in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. What should you eat every week to stay sharp, strong, and consistent? Let us start with a small blue fruit that might just save your memory. The 4 must-eat fruits that can keep you healthy after 60. One option is blueberries, a brain protector. A blueberry has a quiet, magical quality to it. It is small, humble, and unassuming, and rarely draws attention in the same way that brightly colored fruits do. But inside each tiny berry is one of nature's most powerful gifts, particularly for those of us entering the latter stages of life. Blueberries provide hope when memory begins to fade and clarity slips through fingers like sand. Not only does it provide comfort, but also protection. Science has confirmed what many of us have long suspected. What we eat influences how we think, remember, and feel. Blueberries are the most studied fruit for brain health. The deep blue pigments, which are high in anthocyanins, do more than just give the berry its color. They act as guardians across the blood-brain barrier, reducing inflammation, improving communication between brain cells, and protecting against oxidative stress, which gradually erodes memory and function. Regular blueberry consumption has been linked to slower cognitive decline, better decision-making, and even a reduced risk of Alzheimer's disease. These are significant promises for seniors. They are lifelines. They represent more time to remember loved ones' names, more moments of clarity in the quiet mornings, and more independence when it counts most. However, blueberries' beauty extends beyond their brain benefits. They also help regulate blood pressure, promote heart health, and contain little sugar, making them ideal for diabetics and those with cardiovascular problems. A simple half cup per day added to yogurt, oatmeal, or eaten alone can make a significant difference. In a world full of pills and prescriptions, it is easy to forget that some of the most potent medicines come from the ground. Blueberries offer proof. They do more than just nourish. They safeguard, restore, and gently preserve what is most valuable, in your mind. And if this little blue fruit can improve your memory, imagine what a crisp, fiber-rich apple can do to protect your heart, and why one a day could truly help keep the doctor away. 2 apples, the hearty fiber hero. There is a quiet wisdom in the old saying, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." And while it may sound simple, even archaic, this humble fruit contains truths that are more relevant than ever for those of us over 60. At a time when our hearts require more care, our digestion becomes more delicate, and our bodies demand balance. The apple provides effective protection in the most basic form. Apples are high in soluble fiber, particularly pectin, a type of fiber that binds to cholesterol in the digestive tract and helps remove it before it enters the bloodstream. For seniors, this means that apples can actively lower bad LDL cholesterol, lowering the risk of heart attacks and strokes without the use of additional medications. They are also naturally low in calories and sugar, making them a safe and filling snack that promotes blood sugar control and healthy weight management. Both are essential for heart and joint health in later life. However, apples do more than protect the heart. Their fiber also promotes a healthy digestive tract, reducing constipation, which is a common and irritating problem as we age. Furthermore, the antioxidants in the skin, chorotin, and flavonoids have anti-inflammatory properties that promote overall health, even helping to reduce the risk of certain cancers and neurodegenerative diseases. Apples are also deeply familiar, which is perhaps equally important. They evoke memories of fall harvests, homemade pies, and the simple pleasure of a crisp bite on a chilly afternoon. That brings comfort and nourishment, both physically and emotionally. One easily accessible fruit can quietly shape your health in profound ways. So, yes, one apple per day can make a difference, not just in what it provides, but also in what it helps your body avoid. And if the apple is a silent protector of your heart, how about a fruit that feeds your bones, brain, and skin all at the same time? It is creamy, rich, and frequently misunderstood. Let us talk about avocado 3, avocados, the healthy fat that feeds your body. The avocado stands out from the other fruits on the table. It does not overflow with sweetness. It does not come in bright colors. It is not the type of fruit you would find in a bowl on the counter. But for those of us in our 60s and beyond, avocados are more than just food. It provides energy for longevity, clarity, and strength. Avocados are high in monounsaturated fats, the type of fat your body requires as it ages. Fats that do not clog your arteries, but rather protect your heart, nourish your brain, and reduce bad cholesterol. They reduce inflammation throughout the body, relieving pain in aging joints and promoting smoother movement. This fruit can be a game changer for seniors who have or want to avoid heart disease. However, the advantages extend beyond that. Avocados are high in vitamin K, which is necessary for bone strength and fracture prevention. But we often forget about it until we fall and realize how vulnerable we have become. They also provide folate and potassium, which help to regulate blood pressure, improve circulation, and reduce the risk of stroke. They also promote eye health by containing lutein, a powerful antioxidant which protects against macular degeneration and age-related vision loss. Beyond the science, avocados provide a sense of richness, not just in texture, but also in how they make us feel. A few slices on whole grain toast, a spoonful alongside fresh greens. It feels like nourishment rather than restriction. At a time when so many foods are off limits, the avocado says, "I am here to help, not to harm." So, while others chase the next trend or exotic superfruit, this creamy green fruit delivers quietly, consistently, and profoundly. And if avocados strengthen your bones and brighten your mind, imagine a fruit that not only soothes your digestion, but also helps to reduce inflammation throughout your body, particularly in your joints. Let us investigate the healing. The power of papaya. 4. Papaya. The digestive and anti-inflammatory breakthrough. In a world full of over-the-counter antacids, joint creams, and endless supplements, it is easy to forget that sometimes the most powerful relief can come from the most unexpected source. Papaya, with its soft golden flesh and tropical sweetness, is more than just a tasty treat. It is a natural healer, particularly for seniors. Our digestive systems become more sensitive as we age. Meals that once sat well now cause bloating, discomfort, or reflux. However, papaya contains papain, a natural enzyme that gently aids the body's protein breakdown, thereby reducing the strain on the digestive system. For seniors who suffer from slow digestion, irregularity, or the side effects of long-term medications, papaya provides not only comfort, but also relief. Aside from its digestive benefits, papaya is high in vitamins C, A, and E, which are known to boost the immune system, protect the skin, and fight inflammation, which is a major contributor to chronic diseases such as arthritis and heart disease. For older adults who suffer from joint stiffness, inflammation, or immune weakness, papaya works quietly in the background to restore balance and reduce the silent damage that occurs inside the body every day. Its texture is smooth, the taste is mild, and the effect is profound. It requires no cooking, preparation, or complexity. A few slices per day can help your body from the inside out. More than just food, papaya serves as a reminder that healing does not always come in the form of a bottle. It sometimes comes in nature's own packaging, ready to serve those who prioritize wellness over quick fixes. And now that we have covered the fruits that help your brain, strengthen your heart, rebuild your bones, and soothe your digestion, the question is, what happens when you combine these options? How can you transform them into a simple daily routine that safeguards your future one bite at a time? Let us look into that next. One bite at a time, you can take control of your health. As we progress through life's later stages, a quiet truth emerges with each passing year. We cannot afford to take our health for granted. We used to eat those foods without thinking twice. The ones we grew up with, celebrated with, or simply enjoyed out of habit, now hold new significance. Each bite either heals or adds to the burden our bodies bear. But there is hope. It is never too late to make better choices. Sometimes the better options are not as drastic or difficult. It is as simple as reaching for a blueberry rather than a handful of dried fruit. Choosing an apple over a sugary snack, slicing an avocado instead of processed spreads, and incorporating papaya into your breakfast instead of taking pills to get relief. Small decisions made on a daily basis begin to add up to something significant. A stronger heart, a clearer mind, more stable joints, improved digestion, and, most importantly, a sense of control over your own health. That is a gift worth guarding. We must also accept, with grace and wisdom, that not all foods are still appropriate for us. Some fruits, while naturally occurring and previously beneficial, may now work against our aging systems. Grapefruit, bananas, cherries, and dried fruits. They are not evil, but they require caution. They require us to be aware of our medications, blood sugar, kidneys, and personal health issues. And mindfulness is not the same as fear. It represents maturity. Respect for the body has sustained us throughout these years. Allow this to serve as a reminder of all the things you can still have, rather than what you cannot. Nature provides us with an abundance of healing foods. We simply need to select them with intention. So, whether you are 60, 70, 80, or beyond, remember this. Your health is not a distant memory. It is present in every meal and every choice. The fruits you accept into your life can be more than just food. They can be your lifelong partners, protectors, and daily acts of self-respect. And when you care for your body with knowledge and love, you not only add years to your life, but life to your years. You deserve to age with strength, dignity, and joy, one mindful bite at a time. These lessons are intended to motivate you to live completely and authentically. I would love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share something you have learned that you intend to apply in your own life. Let us support one another on this journey to embrace these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below. If not, you are welcome to leave a 0 comment. Your feedback is very important to us. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this one. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life your way.